Tim here from Grey. Thanks for your time. We just wanted to ask. I mean, you're intending to spend more time in Asia Pacific for Grey. How do you intend to lift the creative profile of the network?
I've been doing the job of Worldwide Creative Director at Grey for just less than a year now, and one of the things biggest on my agenda has been how to come into this area, into Asia, and look at our creative profile here, which is not as strong as it needs to be. I spent the last year dealing with looking at EMEA, where we are relatively strong, and South America, where we are strong. And now this is my first time. It's not my first time in Asia since I've been doing the job. It's my first time where everyone's together for a conference, and the first time, other than online, where I speak to my creative directors in this area regularly, to meet them personally. So my objective first is for them to meet me personally, and to start to talk about some of the difficulties and opportunities in this area.
And the downturn's an issue that affects all aspects of the industry. How do you think it's affecting the creative industry?
I think the downturn will create a lack of confidence in some clients and in agencies, and it will make things slightly more difficult, obviously. I think the cliche is to say, well, it's a big opportunity. Well, yeah, sure it is. In one sense that is true, in another it's simply not true. I think that probably some budgets will be cut. I think that certain marketing directors will just not be able to bring themselves to take the so-called risks that they did before. But historically in this business, the times of deprivation or difficulty have been not bad for creative people. There's something about the creative spirit that allows us to rise to the occasion and do some of our best work. I mean, historically in the UK, where I came from, the tobacco industry, some of the most famous campaigns for Silk Cut and Benson and Hedges came from the restrictions that were brought in by the government. We just had to find ways. Surrealism was used to get outside the business. I think the Earth Hour campaign starting in Australia is a perfect example of something that has been done against one of the world's greatest problems of energy use. And I think it gave people an opportunity to feel they really could do something. I think it's one of the strongest things that's ever been done by this business, and that came out of an adversity, difficulty. So I think we are able. It's funny how that is now rolling out across the world. Chicago saying that. I think it'll be one of those campaigns that work for a very long time, and it was ingenuity and a different way of looking at things and approaching things that is truly a creative act.
And what are some of your goals for the network this year? Obviously improving the output of the work, but more awards at Adfest and Cannes.
Yeah, we use, as most agencies do, Cannes, which is truly the global Adfest, if you like, as a yardstick. And last year when I started this, I set a parameter saying we needed to double our shortlist of work and win twice as many Lions, and we achieved that. And this area, unfortunately, was the weakest in terms of that accomplishment. So that's why I'm now bringing this concentration to it. And that's in the light of the fact that globally, this is probably the strongest creative area in the world now, along with, to some extent, South America. We have a lot to learn in this area, and I want to find out what's happening that we're not actually fulfilling our potential in terms of doing award-winning work. So it's a very simple yardstick, and there are many other festivals. I mean, there are the Spikes out here. So local festivals are important, and I should be coming down to those. But just as a global yardstick, Cannes serves as a way of comparing, even within our sister agencies in WPP. For JWT, I think Mumbai is its strongest agency. I believe for Ogilvy's, Singapore is. So I want to know what from my people, from the guys and women who work creatively here, what is it what's standing in our way of just doing better? And I'm going to ask that very succinctly and straight, really.
Great, Tim. Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you.